You've never cleaned inside your coffee maker, and you're brewing hot water through a tank a lab found growing mold in half the ones they checked. No tech mentions it because there's nothing to repair and no service call in it. But it's the same reason your blender smells and your dryer smells like a damp basement. It's biofilm, a slime that grows in every damp corner of the machines you use daily, and a $1 bottle of 3% hydrogen peroxide strips it in 10 minutes. Number 5 is what a tech charges $200 to find. Number 1, start with the coffee maker because you use it every morning and it's filthier than anything else you drink from. NSF, the Public Health Testing Group, ran a study on household germs, and the coffee reservoir came back as the 5th germiest spot in the entire home, ahead of the bathroom door handle and the toilet seat. Half the reservoirs they sampled were growing mold or yeast, and roughly 9% carried coliform, the bacteria family that includes E. coli. People assume the boiling brew water sterilizes everything. It doesn't. The water only gets hot on its way out. The reservoir walls, the lid, and the drip lines behind them stay warm, damp, and dark between every use, which is the exact environment biofilm needs, and every pot you make runs straight through it. Pull the removable reservoir, the carafe, and the filter basket, and wash all 3 in 3% hydrogen peroxide, then rinse them thoroughly with clean water before you brew again. If you run a pod machine, the pod holder, the funnel it sits in, and the exit needle are where old coffee and mold collect, so pull those and soak them too. One safety line, because half the internet tells you to clean a coffee maker with peroxide and vinegar together. Never mix them in the same container. They react into a corrosive acid. Use one, rinse, then the other. Peroxide handles the mold, which is the living part. The white crust you might also see is mineral scale, and you clear that separately with vinegar. Do the whole thing once a month and your coffee stops tasting stale. And wipe the outside handle and the buttons while you're there, because that's the part every hand in the house touches all day, and in an office, it's one of the germiest surfaces in the building. Number 2, take the jar off your blender and turn the blade assembly over. There's a rubber gasket sealing the blades to the base, and underneath it is where old food packs in and never comes out in a normal rinse. It sits there wet and warm, and it grows mold and bacteria, and the next time you make a smoothie, you run it straight through that seal and drink it. Your food processor has the same hidden gasket around the blade shaft, and that personal blender bottle you sip straight from has one under the blade too. You can usually smell it before you see it, a sour note the second you open the lid. Unscrew the blade base, separate the rubber gasket from the blades, and drop both into a bowl of 3% hydrogen peroxide for 10 minutes. Work an old toothbrush into the threads of the base while you're there, because that ring holds gunk you can't reach with a sponge. Then rinse every piece and let it air dry completely before you screw it back together, because sealing a wet gasket back onto the blade just starts the growth over. This is a 2-minute job on the one part of the machine that touches every single thing you blend, and almost nobody ever takes it apart. Do it every week or two if you use the blender daily, and that sour smell never gets a chance to come back. Number 3, if your dryer smells musty or your towels come out smelling worse than they went in, that smell is mildew, growing on the drum and in the rubber seal around the door. It shows up when you leave a damp load sitting inside overnight, or when a clogged vent traps humid air in the drum with nowhere to escape. That trapped moisture is the whole cause, and it's why the smell comes right back a day after you wipe the walls. Spray 3% hydrogen peroxide on a cloth, wipe the inside of the drum, and work it into the folds of the rubber door seal, then let it sit 10 minutes before you wipe it dry. While the vent is on your mind, pull the lint trap and clear the slot it sits in, because packed lint holds moisture and it's the #1 cause of dryer fires. Now, one honest thing, because there's a second dryer problem people throw the wrong fix at. If your dryer runs 2 full cycles and clothes still come out damp, that's usually the moisture sensor, 2 small metal bars inside the drum, coated in a waxy film from dryer sheets. That film is not living, so peroxide does nothing to it. That one you wipe with rubbing alcohol. Knowing which of the two you actually have is what keeps you from paying a tech to look at something you could have wiped yourself in 5 minutes. Do the drum and the seal once a month if the dryer lives in a damp basement or garage where mildew moves fastest. Number 4. If you own an Instant Pot or any pressure cooker, pull the silicone sealing ring out of the lid and look at it. That soft rubber ring absorbs everything you cook: the oil, the spices, the bacteria, and the smell of the last 10 meals, which is why your rice sometimes comes out tasting faintly of chili. Flip the lid over too, because food splatters up onto the underside and into the float valve, and check the little condensation cup that clips onto the back of the base, since that one holds standing water and grows a slick of its own. Soak the silicone ring and the inner lid in 3% hydrogen peroxide for 10 minutes, then rinse and let the ring air dry all the way before it goes back, because a damp ring sealed into a warm lid is a smell you'll be fighting again next week. Pop out the anti-block shield covering the steam valve while you're in there and wipe underneath it, because that traps splatter and nobody ever removes it. A lot of owners just buy a new sealing ring when the smell gets bad, or keep one ring for savory food and one for sweet. A $1 soak resets the ring you already have instead. Give the ring a sniff once it dries, and if it still smells like last night's dinner, it goes back in for another soak, because a ring that holds odor is a ring that holds bacteria. Number 5. This is the one a repair tech charges you $200 to find, and it looks exactly like a dying refrigerator. If you've got water pooling under the crisper drawers, or a thin sheet of ice building on the freezer floor, your fridge isn't broken. The defrost drain is clogged. Every modern fridge melts its frost on a timer and sends that water down a small drain hole to a pan underneath, where it evaporates. Food debris and biofilm cause about 70% of the clogs that block that hole, and once it blocks, the meltwater has nowhere to go but the bottom of your fridge, and eventually your kitchen floor. Here's where the money leaks out. Refrigeration is the most expensive category a tech works on, and a service call runs $70 to $130 just to come out and diagnose a leak. Most people assume it's a bad door seal or a sign the whole fridge is dying. The actual fix takes 15 minutes on most freestanding fridges. Unplug it, pull the bottom freezer drawer or the rear access panel, and find the drain hole at the base of the freezer wall, usually a small opening right where the floor slopes up to the back. Flush it with 3% hydrogen peroxide and warm water using a turkey baster. The peroxide breaks down the slimy plug of food and biofilm, and the warm water melts any ice and carries it through. Built-in models sometimes need a tech, but a standard side-by-side or top freezer you can clear yourself, and you just saved a $200 visit with $1 of peroxide and a baster from the kitchen drawer. Do it once or twice a year, or the moment you see that first puddle, and you never pay anyone to tell you a drain hole you can reach is clogged. If any of these are saving you a repair bill or a trip to the store, take 1 second and subscribe. I put out cheap fixes for the stuff in your house every week, and I tell you what the trades would rather you didn't know. Now back to your fridge, since you're already standing in front of it. Number 6. Pull the crisper drawers all the way out of your refrigerator and look at the back corners of each one and the rails they slide on. That black and pink film in the corners is mold, and bacteria feeding on the juice, and plant matter that leaks out of your produce, and it's the reason a fresh bag of spinach turns to slime 3 days early. The drawer sits in it, and the rails smear it back onto the next thing you slide in. There's usually a little humidity slider on the front of each drawer, and that channel and the drawer floor collect the same slime, so wipe those while you're in there. Wipe the drawers and the channels they ride in with 3% hydrogen peroxide, get right into the corners and the slider track, give it 10 minutes, and wipe clean. Dry the drawers fully before they go back, because a wet drawer in a cold fridge is exactly the damp, dark box that mold wants. Your groceries genuinely last longer once the drawer they live in stops growing what rots them, and this is a 5-minute job most people have never done once. Check the shelf above and below while the drawers are out too, because the plastic trim around the glass shelves traps spills, and grows the same film in the same corners. Number 7. If you have an espresso machine or a standalone milk frother, look closely at the steam wand and the tip on the end. Whatever milk you steamed last is baked onto that hot metal and dried inside the tip's little holes, and warm milk residue is a bacteria culture that you then steam directly into your next cup. Most people give the wand a quick wipe and never touch the tip or the group head. Twist the steam tip off, drop it in 3% hydrogen peroxide for 10 minutes to break down the dried milk protein and clear each hole with a pin. Wipe the wand itself down and pull the portafilter and its basket and soak those too, because coffee oils go rancid in the mesh and turn every shot bitter. Then build one habit that beats all of it. Purge a short blast of steam through the wand right after you froth every single time to blow the milk out before it can dry and set. The machine that makes your morning coffee should not be the dirtiest thing on the counter, and the tip is exactly where it hides. Wipe out the drip tray and the grate under the group head as well, because that tray fills with a milk and coffee sludge that molds fast and sits right under everything you brew. Number 8. If you have one of those countertop ice makers, the kind that drops a batch in a few minutes, lift the lid and look at the water reservoir in the bottom. It never fully dries, it usually runs on tap water, and it grows a slick biofilm on the walls and right along the fill line, and that slime rides out on every batch of ice you drop into a glass. This is not your fridge's built-in ice maker, this is the little countertop unit, and it's worse, because the water just sits in an open plastic tub between uses. Empty the reservoir completely, wipe it in the scoop with 3% hydrogen peroxide, and this next part is not optional. Rinse it thoroughly with clean water, then run one full batch of ice and throw that batch away before you use it again. You're putting this straight into a drink, so the rinse matters more here than anywhere else on this list. Do it every couple of weeks, and always dump the standing water when the machine sits unused for a day, because that pool of warm water is the entire problem. The minerals in tap water make it worse, leaving a scale the slime clings to, so if you can fill it with filtered or distilled water, do. Number 9. This is the one you don't eat or drink, you breathe. Look in the tank of your humidifier and along the base where the water sits. That pink or orange slime is a bacterium called Serratia marquescens, and the same biofilm coats the tank walls and the parts you can't see. Here's what makes a humidifier more dangerous than anything else on this list. An ultrasonic unit takes whatever is floating in that water, the bacteria, the mold, the biofilm, and breaks it into a fine mist that it sprays into the room, which means you inhale it directly. The EPA warns that a dirty humidifier releases microorganisms straight into the air you breathe, and doctors link long-term exposure to a lung condition called humidifier lung, according to the American Lung Association. Empty the tank, soak it and the base in 3% hydrogen peroxide for 10 minutes, scrub the corners and the fill port, and rinse it out. Then switch to distilled water instead of tap. Since the minerals in tap water feed the growth, empty the tank every single day and leave it open to air dry when it's off. Cool mist ultrasonic units are the worst offenders here, since they throw cold water into the air without ever heating it, so if anyone in the house has asthma or allergies, this is the one to stay on top of. The appliances that make you sick aren't the ones that break down. They're the ones that never do, sitting there quietly growing something you drink and breathe, while the fix costs $1. If you want the big machines, the washer, the dishwasher, and the fridge repairs a tech. Really bills you for. That video is on screen right now.